Hey everybody, welcome back to RJ Talks. Today we're going to be talking about the NFC North. Throughout the next few weeks, we're going to be basically talking about each individual division throughout the National Football Conference.
Something we like to call State of the Division. See how each team is doing.
State of the Division, yeah, that's an excellent name for it. So with all that being said, we are going to be talking about the Chicago Bears, the Minnesota Vikings, the Green Bay Packers, and the Detroit Lions, and seeing where exactly the state of the division is.
Yep.
Moving on forward. So with that, I am Jose.
And I'm Ricardo.
Welcome back to RJ Talks, everyone. The North Division of the National Football Conference. We haven't discussed them a whole lot, Ricardo.
No, we have not.
So I was thrilled to hear that you that you presented this idea to me, and we're just implementing it now because all of these teams have something to offer, and we just really haven't, shined the spotlight on them too much. So we talk about individual players from each one of these teams, but we haven't focused on the teams themselves. So we are starting off with the Detroit Lions, who many people thought, or at least people that I thought were in my inner circle, they believed that they were the worst team last year simply because they had the worst record. I am here to tell you that a losing record, the worst losing record in the league, does not mean that you are the worst team in the league. And here is why. I'll hand it off to you, Ricardo.
Yeah, we talked about this last year all throughout the season, Jose. We saw you could lose games, but it's a matter of how you lose them. If you get blown out every individual game, yeah, you're the worst team. But if they're close games, like if you have several weeks of close games and you just end up on the wrong end of the stick, that's not good. But that doesn't mean you're the worst.
Right.
Compared to the Jaguars, who had a better who could have had didn't have a better record than the Lions, but they won before the Lions.
Right. They had more wins than the Lions like midway through the season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like the Jaguars had more wins, but they were clearly the worst team because they were so inconsistency all over the place, from the head coaching level to the defense and specifically to the offense as far as what they wanted to do. And Trevor Lawrence was just bad. He was bad. It was Urban Meyer, but he was just bad. Going back to the points with the Lions is that Jose, they had a lot of close games that came down to game-winning possessions. And there were, I would say, at least close to 5. The first one that comes to mind is the NFL record game-winning kick by Justin Tucker. It took that much for the Lions to lose against the Ravens in that specific game. And specifically with the Packers too as well, they had a close game even with Jared Goff. And then close to the end of the fourth quarter, the Packers ended up scoring two late touchdowns in Green Bay, going to the point that the Lions are a tough team, and they're going to surprise some people, specifically with picking up my guy, Aiden Hutchinson, Jose.
Oh, yeah. So if you haven't watched our live reaction to the 2022 first round of the NFL Draft, go ahead and do that. Our reaction to Aiden Hutchinson not getting picked up not getting picked up number 1 overall, when everybody and their mother thought that he was going to get picked up first overall by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
But no, they picked up another edge rusher. However, the fact that Detroit just capitalized on this, and they were able to pick up Aiden Hutchinson, the most elite defensive player, if not the star player in this draft, was a step in the right direction for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and especially with how hard they've worked this past season. Yes, they did have a losing record, and they're not very strong at the quarterback position. But their defense is solid, and their offense is definitely starting to build up.
And that goes to the toughness that Dan Campbell has as a head coach, man.
Oh, definitely.
You see it in his press conferences. You saw how physically hurt he was every time they lost the game, specifically for the Lions. And he's like, I'm trying my best to get this team. These guys play hard. We're just trying our best to just win a game. And you see that in how their players play. Like, I would rather have Dan Campbell to be my head coach and the players with the Lions, but let's say the Giants, for example, because it's night and day as far as believing in the system and being a head coach. It's just a matter of not winning.
Yeah,
happens.
I was about to say it. It's like both teams don't play very well as a team. Yeah. Okay, you have individuals that come out of the woodwork here and there, right? But as a team, they're just not very cohesive. They're not very consistent.
Yeah.
So when you see the Detroit Lions actually come out to the field and they start playing their game, then you start seeing the heart behind it, as opposed to the New York Giants. It seems like they're just waving every game by as if, we always have next season. We always have the next game. We always have 2 weeks from now. It's like, no, just that's you played the game that you're in. And you play it to your best.
Yep.
And it seems like the Detroit Lions are always doing that. It's just they're coming up short, and they're playing against teams that are just significantly better than they are.
And I'm excited.
But they're still putting up a fight, though.
No, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Every game they put up a fight, and it's going to show next season. They're going to be one of the surprises in the NFL. I'm not saying playoffs, but they're definitely going to surprise some teams as far as how they're looking.
I believe that.
I'm excited that they got Jamison Williams from Alabama as one of their receivers.
Oh,
yeah, he was one of the top receivers as far as to go in that draft. Now we both know quarterback. They still need a quarterback. But the Detroit Lions, I like this mindset. It's like, we don't have the franchise quarterback, but that doesn't mean we're just going to sit on our butts with our hands underneath them and not try to build the team all the way around them to make it better. You got Aiden Hutchinson, the best player in the draft. You got Jamison Williams, one of the receivers. They get another safety to support their defense, and it's gonna be amazing because you got I forgot. He played for New England, but their leading pass rusher for Detroit, I believe it's Dre Williams. He is going to be so excited to have Aiden Hutchinson help him out because, as you know this, Jose, with the top pass rusher, you always get the double team, no matter what. Until you get someone else to help you, and then they have to focus on two sides of the ball. Simple.
Right.
How we talk about it on pretty much every podcast as far as how it goes with defense.
At this point, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
But they got some exciting pickups off the draft, and Dan Campbell's going into his second year as a head coach, and it's going to be very, very interesting as far as what they're doing. I'm going to be rooting for Chase Lucas because he's an ASU alumni, ASU graduate. I think he could be a decent cover guy for the Lions. Not saying he'll be a top corner, but I have a feeling he can definitely get some good playing time and be helpful towards that team.
Well, here's the thing, too, is that defensively speaking, the Lions are starting to build up, but a lot of their weak spots are in the linebacker position.
Yeah,
their linebackers are just not that. They're not in it. All right, it's Alex Anzalone. I believe that's his name. Yeah, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He gave up a lot of huge plays last year, and he didn't play his strongest at all. Second year pro Derek Barnes. He's going to get plenty of snaps this next year, or he's anticipated to at the very least. So they need to strengthen that linebacker position because once you start getting teams who just love to run the ball, like Cleveland, right? They might suffer. They might suffer quite a bit.
Yeah. So people forget, dude, that running the ball is still very, very important in the NFL.
It is,
because you run the ball, you control the pace of the game. Whether you want to pass it more, but if you can, but it doesn't matter. Let's say I'm a passing team, Jose. If every time I run the ball, I get 4 yards, it's going to be a piece of cake because if I get an incompletion on first down, okay, I'm just going to run the ball. It's 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. Here we go. And then we do another short pass that ends up even being easier. So it still boils down to that what you just said: running the ball and stopping the run.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's an old school mindset. Run the ball and stop the run.
And speaking of an old school mindset, they're going to be playing New England. They're going to be playing New England in 1, 2, 3, 4, week 5.
That'll be a good testament as far as how the Lions are looking early in the season.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good test, and I know it's 5 games in, but it's just see where you're at as a team, specifically with how run ball dominant the New England Patriots want to be. And
absolutely,
we'll see how they're looking there. And I still have faith in Hawkinson, dude. I still love their tight end. Him and Jamison Williams will be a great duo. You got DeAndre Swift at the running back position. He's a decent guy. He's like a third back down, Jose, where he's mainly used for passing and like tosses and quick stuff like that. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, he is coming into his own for the NFL. I remember when him and his brother played, and his dad had to wear the jersey with half of it was a Packer jersey and the other half was a Lions.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that.
He's really good. He's getting there. Offensive line, they could definitely use some help at the guard position. Penei Sewell, we'll see how he develops into the second year as far as a pass protector. He's still a big guy, still a good prop. Guys after the rookie year, they learn a lot, and sometimes they develop, and sometimes they burn. It just matters of the specific player.
Yeah, and they need to give Jared Goff all the protection that they possibly can because that man needs time. It shouldn't be that way, but he needs plenty of time to be able to put his mind together.
He's like another quarterback in this division that we'll get to later that folds like a piece of paper whenever they get some pressure on them.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
right? He does.
It's just
can't handle
they need that time around them, and they need to get time to specifically develop plays. But we'll see how Goff does. Maybe he surprises us. Maybe he plays a little better next year, because it seems like he's taken onto his own as far as being wanting to be the quarterback for this team.
Oh yeah,
because he just got sent into what looks like football purgatory. But we'll see how they do, man. I don't know. I tell you all the time, dude. The Lions seem to be cursed. Specifically because they didn't pay Calvin Johnson that retirement money, but we'll see. I forgot DJ Chark was on this team too. He's a good, solid receiver from the Jacksonville Jaguars. If Jamison Williams can develop and become that number one receiver with Hawkinson, you got an interesting offense going there.
For sure.
Yeah, and what specifically let's take a look at the schedule, Jose. I think you have it pulled up. See how they could be looking.
Yeah, absolutely. So here in the preseason, we have the Atlanta Falcons. They're playing them up first, and then they're playing the Colts, and they're playing the Steelers. So those are their 3 preseason games. All right. Going into the regular season, week 1, they have the Philadelphia Eagles. That's going to be a bit of a challenge for them, especially on the offensive side. The defense is definitely going to be put to the test as far as the pass rushing goes.
And then as far as what you just said, stopping the run.
That's right.
You know the Eagles love to run the football.
Yeah, they do.
That's another good test for that defense to see how they're looking. And then specifically for Jalen Hurts as well, because this isn't too tough of a defense to handle. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see how both teams are looking starting off. That should be a close game. I don't see a blowout either way. Maybe at the most a touchdown at the very most.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. That's kind of the way I'm seeing it too. And the reason why I'm seeing it that way is because with the Eagles acquiring the new receiver hands, they're going to want to throw the ball a little bit more often. But that Detroit defense, that secondary, oh man, they're doing pretty well for the most part. So they're going to be able to stop the neutralize the reception. There we go. Yeah, so that's a better word. Yeah. But moving into the run portion of the defensive test, that's really where they're going to be. That's really where they're going to have to shine. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. With all that being said, the next week is Washington, so they're going to be playing the Commanders the week after that.
I can see not a blowout, but like a 10-point win for the Lions here. Yeah. Because you got Carson Wentz, who's not too disciplined as a quarterback.
He's not.
Then
he showed plenty of promise when he was playing for the Eagles. I remember you and I were watching him, and we just loved watching him because he looked like the next best thing. For a short time there. But the thing was, I think he just got caught up a little too caught up in his own head, or he got a little too stressed out, and now he's just very, very inconsistent. He's stuck with Washington.
No, I 100% agree, Jose. We'll see how he does, and specifically the pass rush of the Lions. They might get a better shot here with the Washington, because they're going to want to try to get Carson Wentz to lead them to victory. Oh, definitely. A lot more chances at the quarterback, more chances to sack. Yeah. And we'll see how Aiden Hutchinson develops into the NFL. We've seen number 1 picks that can't play in this league. This could be a good example to see how he does. See if he gets any pressures. Sometimes when a defensive player doesn't get a sack, Jose, that doesn't mean that they're not doing their job. If you look at how they're doing it, if they get a pressure and then they get close enough, that's good, but a sack is always better.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, the Washington Commanders, or even when they were called the Redskins, their offensive line was not very strong. Has never been very strong. I've never really heard them as having a strong O-line.
The only time they had a semblance of that is when they had Hall of Famer Trent Williams, who's currently playing with the 49ers. Oh, okay. He was the lone bright spot of that Washington offensive line.
Yeah, so if Aiden Hutchinson, so I agree with you in that sense then. If Aiden Hutchinson has any time to shine, it's going to be then. It has to be then. Yeah, has to do something.
No, it has to be then, because it's the perfect opportunity, because we know the Eagles are more of a run team. Oh, yeah. Washington's going to put the shoulders on Carson Wentz, put the load on it, and have him try to win the ball for them. They just signed Terry McLaughlin for the Washington Commanders for a 3-year, $70-year deal.
That's right.
Extension, not a deal, but extension to his current quarterback. But moving on
is the Minnesota Vikings.
A division game.
Yeah, so this is their first divisional game. That's right. So we're going to be talking about the Vikings a little later, of course, but this game is going to be pretty interesting. Yeah. Because this is the strongest offense that we have seen so far in the first 3 weeks. Yeah. All right. So the Minnesota, with the exception of Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position.
That's the thing. Another team that has struggles with the quarterback position, but you got Justin Jefferson, you got Adam Thielen, you got Irv Smith Jr., and you got Dalvin Cook at the running back position.
You have all the weapons, but let's see if we have the shooter.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still think maybe Vikings pull it out late, like a little bit later.
They just might.
Just because of those weapons. I don't have any faith in Cousins as a quarterback, but those weapons around him will make him look a lot better than he is.
The Minnesota Vikings have shown themselves to be a second half team, but we'll save that for later.
Division games go either way.
They do.
Moving on.
Moving on. The Seattle Seahawks win for sure. Yeah, the Seattle Seahawks are looking like one of the worst teams this next year. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. The next game is against us, the New England Patriots.
At Gillette, it's a win for New England.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. I don't see the Lions pulling out that victory.
I don't either.
In Gillette,
I do not either, and that's just me. That's not really me being biased. It's just Gillette Stadium is a legendary stadium. Is a packed stadium for the New England Patriots, and the fact that they're going to be so run heavy this next year, it's going to be tough for them to stop that.
Yeah.
All right. So that next week there's a bye week. The week after that is going to be against the Dallas Cowboys in Texas.
I see them pulling the upset because after a bye week, coaches have a lot of chance to prepare. Players got some chance to rest up. The players who need it. I know it's early in the season, but that's what bye weeks are for. It's for players to rest up. I see Detroit getting the upset.
Yeah, especially with Dan Campbell actually taking some time away.
Yeah.
And now that he's in his
second year.
His second year, that's right. Yeah. So now that he has a more of a comfortable flow and he's starting to understand the team a little more, I think that off time is really going to put them in a good position.
Yeah.
All right. So right after this is the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, in Detroit. In Detroit. Yeah, this game is kind of a toss-up for me too.
It is a toss-up. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I am not sure.
I can see it going either way, but field goal, probably.
Field goal like that close?
Yeah, I think it'd be close.
Yeah, for sure. The week after that is Green Bay, their next divisional game.
If they're going to split the season between Green Bay, I figure it to be this one when they play at home.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to playing on the road in Lambeau.
Yeah, that would be a very exciting game to watch, actually. The game after that is their next divisional game. Two divisional games in a row. It's going to be against the Bears. Yeah, at Soldier Field in Chicago. Yeah, so with that, as wonky as that offense is, I hesitate to say that the Chicago Bears are going to win it. In my opinion, I think the Detroit Lions are going to come out. They might come out with a field goal or a single touchdown. I don't see them blowing the Chicago Bears.
No, I don't see that either. Yeah. And if the Lions are as tough as they were last year, that's a winnable game for them.
Oh, yeah. Right after that, the New York Giants, I say it's a win.
I say it's a win, too.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Moving on. The Buffalo Bills, in Detroit.
It's gonna be a loss.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a loss. They might be the Super Bowl champions next year, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I don't see them losing that game, even though it's an away game for the Bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on.
I don't either. Yeah. The Jacksonville Jaguars, in Detroit as well.
I can see that being a win for them, honestly.
Yeah,
it's a close game. I see a little more high scoring between those two teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Next divisional game, the Minnesota Vikings in Detroit. I think after some time, I think the Lions may pull out the upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 field goal again because it's a divisional game and it's just so tight between all those guys. Yeah, and the Minnesota Vikings might come out within the second half, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in them, especially that late in the season.
Yeah.
I don't have very much faith in Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
that's just me, and a lot of people.
Yeah.
So even their own damn fans. All right. Right after that is the New York Jets in New Jersey.
That'd be interesting, depending on which Jets we're seeing.
Yeah.
But
they're hot and cold.
Yeah.
They are hot and cold.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to wait on that one.
We are gonna have to wait on that. But
I think so.
My instinct right now, because it's at New York, but I say Lions can pull it up.
Yeah.
All right.
After that, the Panthers. We'll see what version of Sam Darnold we get.
Yeah.
We'll see what version of the Panthers we get.
Well, we'll see what quarterback they get, because they still might trade Baker Mayfield to the Panthers.
They might. There's still all that talk going on.
That's another game we'll probably have to wait on, depending on how they look. But
for sure,
it's pointing towards the Lions win because they're the better constructed team at the moment.
Yeah, they're the more complete team.
Yeah.
After that, we close it out with 2 divisional games: the Chicago Bears in Detroit and the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. I say
Win-loss.
I say, yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. I was saying win-loss.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win against the Packers that late in the season.
Yeah, going to the point where with the Lions, we see them being close to a 500 team. Not a playoff team, but around
The 500. Oh, yeah. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
No.
They're no way going to make the
I
playoffs.
see a bigger improvement, though.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, I do definitely see that, especially with the schedule. Their schedule is not the hardest in the league.
No.
It most definitely isn't, but it's appropriate for them.
Yeah.
It most definitely is appropriate for them.
All right, so let's go on to the next segment, and we'll talk about the Chicago Bears.
All right, let's move on.
Yep.
All right, starting off again with the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Now, as we have mentioned in a previous episode, I can't remember which one exactly, but as we mentioned in a previous episode, their offense is horrendous.
Yeah.
Their offense was horrendous last year,
Yep.
especially with Justin Fields' debut. I mean, it was a trial by fire, and I'm surprised that he's still on the team, or that he even decided to return to the team.
Yeah, if you guys want to take a look at that, just Google NFL Justin Fields debut, and you'll see what a massacre it was going up against the Cleveland Browns.
It was so bad on all fronts. I mean, you can't find any good spot.
And very poorly
in the Bears'
and
offense.
very poorly coached. Jose, you see a lot of blowouts that happen in a way where it's clearly the better team just outplaying them.
Oh, yeah.
But the other team is putting up all that they can do for it. They weren't putting up anything in that game, especially coaching, dude. They weren't trying to change anything. They just left Justin Fields hanging to dry. You're like, okay, you're going to be our savior. Go ahead, save us. You don't need any help. This isn't like this is your first year.
It's like that team just earned the loss.
Yes.
As harsh as that is, they definitely did earn that loss because they didn't put anything forward on the offensive side.
However, I maintain this, that Justin Fields is still the best quarterback in that draft class of last year. That's what I thought going into the draft, and that's what I still think now, especially now that he's going to get a chance to have actual team built around him, and after that year under his belt, getting literal lumps with his playing time. So I maintain that the Chicago Bears have found their guy at quarterback. He just needs help. That's all it is. He just needs some help with the team built around him.
Yeah.
Now, as far as how that Chicago Bears team is going to look, it just depends on their coaching staff. I mean, Jose, I got to be honest, I have no idea who any of these coaches are. You got head coach Matt Eberflus coming up to he's had 30 years of coaching experience, 13 in the NFL. He was a D coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. So Frank Reich, good coaching tree. Chuck Pagano, Bruce Arians, right there. Well, maybe we have faith as far as him being a good offensive coaching staff. Luke Getsy as the old coordinator. I don't know who this guy is, but point being is that based on how this coaching staff develops and prepares, you're either going to see a different Bears team or you're going to see more of the same of last year. Just a lot of Justin Fields running around and struggling.
And with since you were talking about his history here, I did pull up some of his other history. So the Cleveland Browns, he was the linebacker coach for the Cleveland Browns in 2009 to 2010. The Dallas Cowboys linebackers coach from 11 to 15, the Dallas Cowboys linebackers coach and passing game coordinator from 16 to 17, the defensive coordinator for the Colts from 2018 to 2021, and then he just got the Chicago Bears head coaching position.
And I'll say this about it, that Indianapolis Colts defense is very impressive. So, I don't know, we'll see how he goes as a head coach. In this league, Jose, sometimes you're just meant to be a coordinator. Some great coordinators sometimes aren't good head coaches, but there's also okay coordinators that become great head coaches.
Yeah, well, an example of the former is Wilkes.
Oh yeah,
He went over to coach Arizona, and
Yeah.
he was the defensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but then as soon as he went over as a head coach to the Cardinals, they fired him after a year.
That's something that still doesn't sit right with me as a Cardinals fan. But yeah, that's a good point as far as coordinators just being good coordinators and not meant to be head coaches. There's plenty of guys we could talk about, but we're here to talk about the Bears. And it's going to be very interesting, very very interesting as far as what the Bears do. I don't see much improvement as far as what they did in the draft. They specifically stuck to defense and getting some running backs, excuse me, and not a lot of big names, Jose. I don't know. Do you see anyone of interest as far as for the Bears?
Well, I'm looking at their current roster right now. Obviously, we have Justin Fields at the quarterback position. Mm-hmm. We have David Montgomery at the running back position. We have Darnell Mooney at the wide receiver position. He's actually not that bad. Byron Pringle is actually not that bad either. I've heard his name quite a bit this past year.
I'm concerned that they didn't keep Allen Robinson. That they didn't re-sign him because he was their main guy, and now he's with the Super Bowl champs right now with the LA Rams. But yeah, Byron Pringle and Darnell Mooney are names that you have heard. It's just we talk about. I keep repeating myself, dude. You need a number one receiver. These are great options for a quarterback, but unless you're Tom Brady, as far as using okay weapons to your advantage, it's hard for a young quarterback to succeed if you don't have like a solid, dependable target.
And I will say this: Byron Pringle, yes, he is pretty good, but he's a lot better. He's a lot better in the number 4 position as opposed to just the number 2. Yeah. And at this point, he's expected to be the number 2.
Yeah.
Right. So it seems like they're just doing what they can over at Chicago, or at least that's what it looks like. Mm-hmm. Right. Obviously, excuse me.
And them trading away Khalil Mack too.
Oh, man.
From that defensive side.
Yeah, it seems like they made the same mistake that the Raiders made when they had Khalil Mack for as long as they did.
Yeah. No. It's just it's them losing good players. I will say this: they still have Eddie Jackson as a safety. I've always loved him he's a great player. Robert Quinn, though, he's getting up there in age. He hasn't been much of a he hasn't been too much of an impact for a team. But I remember last time Robert Quinn really popped was with the Rams, and he's with the Bears right now. Oh man,
he was huge over there.
Yeah,
huge over there.
Yeah, he was, and I don't know, dude. I've just seen some names of some guys, and I'm very worried. I'm very worried, but we've seen teams with names of guys we had never heard of before have good seasons. We've seen it happen. It just depends on the coaching, what we talked about.
That's right. Yeah, depends on the coaching and the leadership that the quarterback brings as far as the offensive position is concerned.
Yeah.
Right? The defensive position is not necessarily the problem here. Yes, they are getting up there in age, but that doesn't mean that they can't perform on the football field.
And then specifically, people don't understand what important an offseason is for a quarterback. Justin Fields not going to have a full offseason as the starter of the team. No question. Last year they had this ridiculous thing with, I believe it was Nick Foles and as one of the quarterbacks and all that, and just it was ridiculous as far as for the start of the quarter. Andy Dalton, excuse me, that's what it was. Andy Dalton is one of the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That was a quarterback who was going to be the supposed starter and let Justin Fields not play. Now there's no question about it. It's Trevor Siemian and Nathan Peterman on the other quarterbacks on the team. Justin Fields is the bona fide starter, and we'll see how he does. And I hope he does well. And I just don't want him to get hurt, dude.
I don't either.
Specifically, how they played last year. That O-line. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Justin Fields is definitely going to have to step up this next year. That's not to say that he hasn't, right? Uh-huh. But as far as the coaching staff goes, it seems like there's just a whole lot of uncertainty over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. As in the organization that is the Chicago Bears, because of all of this talk of who's going to be starting. Oh, Andy Dalton's going to be starting, but then there was all this controversy surrounding it too. It seems like the administration as well as the coaching staff just kind of have to put their heads together, and they need to come up with a common battle plan to give to the rest of the team, or else that team is just going to continue to suffer.
And we just talked about in the last segment, you got a team with the Lions who are looking very promising. Not necessarily have a better record than the Bears, but they're looking very, very promising and interesting moving towards the future. With the Bears, a lot of uncertainty, and they're priming themselves, Jose, to be last place in this division.
They are. That's what it looks like. with that, let's go ahead and just take a look at their schedule. Let's take a look at their schedule.
Let's see how they're doing.
So week 1, they're going to be playing San Fran.
Oh my God,
tough game.
That's right out of the gate. That's going to be a loss.
That is a loss.
That is a loss right there.
Week 2, the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
A divisional game.
Rough start. If they're going to be 0-2 to start off the season.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. The Houston Texans, week 3.
That's going to be interesting, but we've seen Davis Mills play, Jose. We've seen the Houston Texans win some games, but that's going to be a toss-up. But if there's a game that they have to win, the Giants are up next. No, they could easily be 0-3 and just beat the Giants as far as one of the wins early in the season.
Yeah, so they'll just go 1-3.
Yeah,
up until this point. Yeah. If they're lucky, 2-2.
Yeah, if they're lucky.
2-2.
Because Houston's not a team to sneeze at. Like they
are.
They played hard and they got veterans there and they got Davis Mills. Team to watch. Moving on. The week 5.
The Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings. I don't think they're going to win this.
I don't think they're going to win that game either.
Yeah, as inconsistent as that offense is, the Chicago Bears offense is more inconsistent. So
at least, and compared to the talent on the offenses, it's no question. It's no question at the skill position.
For sure. Yeah, and this is going to be in Minnesota.
Yeah, no, that's a loss.
Definitely not. Yeah. The next game is Washington. Soldier Field.
Carson Wentz maybe could give him one if how many interceptions he throws, but we're looking at 2-4 right now.
Yeah, we're looking at about 2-4.
Yeah.
At the moment, a losing record to start off the season. Yeah. The next week is the Patriots at Gillette. That's a loss.
It's a loss right there.
That's definitely a loss.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
2-5.
Week 8, Dallas at AT&T Stadium.
I'll give Dallas some credit. Probably
they'll beat them.
They'll beat them.
I think they'll beat them.
2-6 right now.
Yeah, 2-6. So week 9 is going to be against Miami at Soldier Field as well. So that one's a toss-up too.
Yeah, because
another situation, a weak quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, star receivers around him. They have Tyreek Hill. Yeah, Super Bowl winner. One of the
Mike Gesicki at tight end.
Yeah.
Plenty of options at running back. They just got I believe they just got Chase Edmonds on the team too, specifically. So
that offense is stacked.
Depends how the quarterback plays.
Yeah,
we can't say anything, but like maybe by week 5 we'll have a better gauge as far as how it's looking. But
we will.
Let's just give them this one. We're looking at 3-6.
And week 10 we can skip that one. That was the Lions. We thought that said that the Lions would win that.
3-7.
Week 11 against Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. Two very similar teams.
They are very similar, yeah.
Because you got two struggling teams, specifically all around them. Quarterbacks, you got a young, promising starter with Justin Fields. Yeah. You got Marcus Mariota, a veteran, starting, and then they got Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati as well. So
I would say field goal Chicago. That's what I would give it.
A tough away game, but 4-7.
I'd say field goal Chicago. Yeah, that's what I would give it. The New York Jets at MetLife. Yeah.
I'll give this to the Jets.
Yeah, I would give it to. They have to win one.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Wow, they have a late bye week. Oh man, that's gonna hurt.
They're gonna be 4-9.
Yeah, they will.
Green Bay Packers right before their bye week.
Yep. Yeah, they're definitely gonna lose that bye week in week 14, and then week 15, a much more developed Philadelphia Eagles team. I don't think they're gonna win that.
I don't know. Then you got Buffalo again, 4-11.
They have a tough schedule for themselves, man. Oh my goodness.
Is it a tough schedule, Jose, or is it just a horrible team?
No, it's hard. It's a tough schedule for the Bears.
Yes,
it is a tough schedule for the Bears.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Lions, it was an easy schedule for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next is the Lions. The Lions are winning that one, and the Vikings at the end of the season.
So we're looking 4-12. And we were being a little bit optimistic at a couple of those games. They could have easily just won 3 games.
Well, yeah, one of those games was just going to be based off of pure luck.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to get lucky enough to win that?
Yeah, and here's the thing, Jose. I don't think that's an overreaction.
I don't think so either.
I don't feel that's an overreaction.
I don't think so, dude.
Because they haven't improved much. They haven't improved much around anyway. And they lost. They're good players. They lost Robinson and Mack. Granted, like, they haven't won much games, but those are your best players on the team.
Yeah, because when you lose your 2 best, it's like, okay, you're only as strong as your weakest link. It's like, well, our strong links are now gone.
And we're all weak.
Yeah, the fence is falling apart.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, it's not holding anything. So
it'd be,
I don't know, man.
It'd be a great coaching job if Eberflus gets this team to 500.
If they at least get, I don't know. I mean,
7 games.
No. If they at least win, if they go 9-9, holy crap! Like if they go 9-9.
Be 9-8 because it's 17 games.
9-8. Excuse me. Yeah.
If you go 9-8, that's impressive.
Excuse me. Yeah. If they go 9-8, I'm gonna go, or even 8-9.
Yeah.
Even 8-9, I'll be sitting here like, okay,
Chicago,
we'll see what you do next year.
Yeah, Chicago fans, you should be excited for the next season. But right now, it's not looking too well.
And not very hot. We went from not very hot. We went from hot to cold. We went from hot with the Lions and then cold with the Chicago Bears. Think of this. 5 years ago, would we be talking about the Lions in this caliber?
Oh no, dude.
Absolutely not.
And that goes to show you the changes that you do at the top when the owner decides, you know what? Let me try to get someone who could have an idea of what they're doing, who's passionate about what they do.
In just 2 years.
Yeah.
With the change in the head coach position.
And we're excited about this team. And yeah, 5 years ago, no. Like the Bears were a playoff team. The Lions were still at the bottom. At the bottom of that team.
They were scraping the barrel.
Yeah.
We were scraping the barrel just to find anything good about that team.
Yeah, no, things change quickly in the NFL.
For sure.
All right, so next segment we're going to talk about another NFC team. We'll go ahead and you want to talk about the Vikings?
Yeah, let's talk about the Vikings.
Yeah.
We'll save the Green Bay Packers for last because there's a lot to say about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and the current NFC North champions.
That's right, so do not go away.
We'll be back.
Third team, the Minnesota Vikings for the NFC North.
Mm-hmm.
Looking much stronger on the offensive side, especially with receivers like Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, who have both had monster seasons throughout these past 2-3 years.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson on pace to be a great player.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
His route running alone is second to none.
There's he lives by the route tree. That's who he is. He does the route tree. That's what he lives by.
It's incredible.
He's not the most quick guy. He's not the most strongest, but his route tree, my goodness, it's a beauty.
Yeah.
It's a beauty.
You don't need all the speed.
Yeah.
You don't need all of that speed to run crisp routes. You need technique. You need skill. And that is developed through practice and time.
And
speed, you can learn how to run fast anywhere. You can learn how to run fast anywhere. But as far as the technique goes, you learn that in the league. Or if you're lucky, if you have a good enough coaching staff in college and you work hard enough, you develop those things.
Yeah, you can run a 4.240. But if you don't know how to use it, what good is it to you that you're working twice as hard?
Exactly.
As opposed to working great.
And that's the thing that's holding back players like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's holding him back because he's a little too fast. He doesn't know how to control it just yet, but he is fast and he can run routes very well. In the case of Justin Jefferson, oh man, he's not fast, but holy crap, he can run routes.
Just to take a step back, this just goes to show you the offensive firepower LSU had with Joe Burrow at quarterback, because you have back-to-back LSU receivers as Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
No, you gotta love it. And Jamar Chase broke his record, and it's a beautiful thing to watch, dude. Can you imagine if those two guys were on the same team in the league?
They shouldn't have lost last year.
No.
Yeah. If they had Justin Jefferson, oh boy. Oh man, imagine that.
Oh God.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to the present.
Back to reality.
Let's get back to the present.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook, there's not much more you can say about him. The guy's a Pro Bowler. The guy's
for sure.
His only problem is that he gets hurt. And that's the thing. When he's not hurt, he can kill it. He's a fantastic running back.
Another example of that is McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, when he's on the field, he is destructive, he is fast, he is shifty. The thing about him, though, is he continues to get hurt.
Yep.
He always gets hurt.
And inopportune times, too.
He does.
And then we got a solid tight end at Irv Smith Jr. for the Vikings. Not flashy, but can block and can catch passes. Not the best route running tight end in the league, but solid enough to where you need a check down, you can go ahead and go to a tight end.
Right.
And we've avoided this long enough, Jose. The crux of the Vikings' struggles. Quarterback.
Kirk Cousins.
That they keep paying year after year full guaranteed money. Like, my God, I want Kirk Cousins' agent to get me a job, dude. Because he has him set up for life. His family is beautiful. Like, the world is fantastic. I don't even have to live up to the bargain of those contracts.
Because he gets the money no matter what. He gets the money no matter what.
And if you look at Kirk Cousins, there are several images, where you see him checking the ball down, and there's a receiver running wide open over the middle of the field.
Yeah.
But because he's so concerned with just completions and not trying to push the ball down the field or try to win games, that's where you have it. Because Kirk Cousins, he's had several seasons, Jose, where he's like high 60% completions, close to 70%. You're like, oh wow, those are okay numbers. Going to 3,000, maybe 4,000 pounds. You're, oh nice, those are decent numbers. What's going on here? And then you got like 25 touchdowns, some interceptions. But then you see where he gets those stats, and you see the scores of the games, and you're like, oh, didn't really matter. These things didn't really matter towards the game. It's just stuff that's making him look good.
So it just seems like he's playing it safe.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, he plays every game safe because one, he's got fully guaranteed money. What the hell does he have to work for it? Like, well, why does he have to work for it?
I've seen a video, dude, Jose, where Justin Jefferson was literally yelling, "Come on, Kirk, throw the ball," in the middle of him running his route.
Yeah,
because he was open for like 1 second. 2 seconds, and then the defender started closing. He's like, "Come on, throw the ball!" Like I was wide open for a touchdown.
My God,
but
it's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He's playing it way too damn safe. He needs to take risks. He has to take risks in order to make those completions, and he needs to pay attention.
I would say, dude, you know, they're very similar players, but I'm bringing this up as a point.
Okay.
I think Baker Mayfield might do a little bit better than Kirk Cousins for this Vikings team. Just a little bit. Because they're very similar players, but Baker Mayfield's younger.
So he's malleable.
Yeah.
He's malleable.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins he is who he is.
Yeah.
He is who he is. He's been playing in the league for how long? How long has it been now?
I can't believe. Okay, he got drafted in 2013, I know, because of RG3, so it's been 9 years.
9 years. Yeah, so that's it.
He is who he is.
Yeah, there's nothing more that you can show Kirk Cousins that is going to surprise us.
Yeah.
That's just who you are. So yes, I do agree with you in the sense that Baker Mayfield is a very similar quarterback. However, he is young. So he does have years ahead of him.
And he's desperate to prove himself so that people don't think that he is
And I don't remember reading any headlines saying that he was going to get picked up by Minnesota or Minnesota was even in talks to get him.
No, they love Kirk Cousins for whatever reason. It's awful, dude. It's awful.
It's weird.
They fire their previous head coach to get a new one, and it's the same results. They're going to be at the most second in the division, hoping for a playoff spot at the bare minimum, but I don't even have to look at the schedule because it's the Vikings every year. They win some close games, and then they just end up losing games that they shouldn't, and it's just a bunch of inconsistency. No matter who they get, no matter if they have a phenom at the receiver position, no, we're going to keep the same quarterback. Why try to get better?
Yeah, it seems like they're approaching him in the same sense that they would approach that, to quote Emperor's New Groove, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they look at him and they go, let me guess, you have a great personality.
Yeah.
He may be a really fun guy. Who knows? Yeah, he may be a very charming guy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Kirk Cousins personally, but all I know about him is that
on the field,
he is not good.
Yeah.
He's not good. And simply because we haven't, and simply because we've seen him not make the correct plays, the plays that should be made, and the decision that should be made, but he's too afraid to do it. Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
Year after year, dude. It's example of the same mediocrity at that position, and they're not going to get any better. They could have all the talent in the world. If they had a decent quarterback, you're looking at this team as a good playoff team.
Oh, imagine that.
Like potential to win at least a game, maybe go further.
For sure.
But you can't get past through this at the quarterback position. They even added Darius Smith from the Packers. They
I saw that.
Their defense is going to look even better. Patrick Peterson, he's a decent veteran. He has his issues, but I say this: I'd rather have him as a corner than whoever the Bears have at corner. You know, so like they have some solid players. Aaron Kendricks, I love. He always plays hard. I don't believe Anthony Barr is with the team anymore. I don't see him on the roster right now. But point being is that you have an okay team.
These are the teams that make me so angry, Ricardo.
Yeah.
These are the teams that make me so angry because it's just oh my God, you have all the talent in the world. You have everything that you could possibly get, and they're young. That's the best part, is that they're young. And then you have that one guy, that one skill position that just can't get it done, and then just screws the entire team because of it.
Welcome to my life as a Cardinals fan.
Oh my goodness, dude, that kills me. That kills me.
It's the reality of the NFL, Jose. We're gonna have these teams. You can't have every team be great or a great franchise. You're gonna get these teams where it's just like, you have a great chance. You just gotta find the right piece for it.
Yeah.
And then you got lightning in the bottle. But they don't want to take that chance. They like Kirk. Kirk is a real nice guy. He's a real nice guy.
Well, I know you were saying that you didn't need to see the schedule, but I figured it would probably be useful to have, at the very least, still look at it.
Let's go.
Right, so let's, it's only fair to
I'm going
give
to
it
predict
to
9-8. Before we even start, we're going to be at 9-8.
9-8, okay.
9-8 or 10-7. 9-8, 10-7.
10-7. Ooh, 10-7. That's a little.
Yeah,
that's a little optimistic right there. Yeah, that's very optimistic actually.
But yeah, 9-8 is the more realistic.
Well, week 1 they're going against Green Bay.
I take Green Bay.
I take Green Bay as well, so that's already
0-1.
Week 2, Philly, they're going to win it.
Yeah.
Not Philly, but Minnesota.
Yeah, 1-1.
1-1. Detroit in week 3. I don't see Detroit. I see it close. This is the one that we were talking about.
Let's be optimistic. 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah. Let's say they beat out that division game.
Yeah, let's see. All right, the New Orleans Saints, Minnesota's going to win it. I think they will.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. The Bears, 4-1. Week 6 against the Dolphins.
I see this very Vikings game before the play week. They're going to mess it up.
Yeah.
They're going to mess it up.
They have vacation on the mind.
Yeah, 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2 for sure. All right. Week 7 bye week. Week 8, you guys against Arizona. Yeah.
It's close, but I'll be optimistic with my team. 4-2.
Yeah.
4-3.
4-3. Okay, week 9, the Washington Commanders.
They'll beat the Commanders.
Yeah, so it'll be 5-3. 5-4, they'll lose against Buffalo. Yeah, week 11 against Dallas. I think it'll be 6-4.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It'll be close, but I see that going that way.
Yeah, they'll win that one. New England, I don't think they're going to win it. But it is at US Bank. It's not a Gillette. So I think this one might be tight.
This will be tight.
Yeah. I think it'll come down to one score, one TD.
No, it will.
Yeah.
I can see it going that way.
You know what? I'm giving this one to Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it to Minnesota.
Okay.
So what does that put them at? 7-4?
I think we're at 8-4.
8-4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 8-4. The New York Jets at US Bank Stadium. I think they're going to win that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9-4. Detroit, a much more developed Detroit team. Probably not. I don't see them winning this. 9-5. Yeah, the Colts.
9-6.
9-6.
I trust the Colts far more than the Vikings.
For sure. What is this? 10-6 against New York.
Yeah.
The Giants. Yeah, 10-6. Then Green Bay 10-7, and then a developed Chicago team still 11-7.
Okay.
That's what I'll.
So we're. I guess 10-6 then. 10-7. Yeah, because it's 17 games. I think we lost.
Yeah, I was about to say we counted one extra.
Okay, so 10. Oh, there we go. Like optimistic. 10-7.
10-7. Yeah. So that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Is 10-7. That's our prediction for the Minnesota Vikings for next year, and that's only because one, they have a much easier schedule than the Bears do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And two, their non-divisional games are
pretty easy.
They are pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that's pretty much redundant. I'm repeating myself here. So their schedule is easy. So it looks like that's what they're going to be getting. Are they going to make the playoffs?
Maybe.
If they make the wild card, they're losing the wild card.
They'll inch in. It's not that they're going to score in the spot. They'll sneak in.
Now they'll sneak in, but they aren't winning the wild card. Like by no means are they winning the wild card. Yeah. But that's the Minnesota Vikings right there. I mean, not a whole lot to say except just quarterback, not good.
Yep, and nothing's going to change compared to last year. And that's us being optimistic at 10-7. Let's say they start on a series of bad luck, right? It could be a lot worse.
Yeah,
it could be worse. But I still give them the respect that they'll deserve in this conference. I say they still edge out the Lions by a little bit because the Lions still have room to grow. I still say that the Vikings could be second place.
Oh, yeah.
Second place in this. I'm not conference, sorry. Division.
In that division, for sure. Yeah. Now, the next team, our final team, is looking to win it.
Yeah.
is probably going to win that division once again.
Out of no competition.
None.
Let's be honest.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like talking about the NFC East, spoiler.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But, or the NFC South, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But anyway, this team, second in the division. They will inch out the Detroit Lions. But who knows? The Detroit Lions might just come out of nowhere.
Maybe.
We'll see. All right, but Chicago Bears, so far it's going to be the Bears at the bottom, the Lions in third place, then the Vikings at second, and then our next team, the Green Bay Packers, going to be winning the division once again.
But will they win more? Find out. Spoiler alert, probably not.
And with our final segment in this episode, we are talking about the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
The winners of the division last year. They had an NFL MVP and Aaron Rodgers, his fourth MVP award in his career.
Yep.
The most of any quarterback, if I remember correctly.
No, that's still Peyton Manning with 5.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, so still Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
All right. Now, and he's second.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league? Not even close.
Does that mean the Green Bay Packers will make it to the Super Bowl? Not even close.
Not even close at all, especially with with Tampa Bay and the LA Rams both still here.
And the Niners possibly being even better than they were the year before.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, so those top three teams, Green Bay is not going to be beating those teams. That's just what we're going to be predicting right off the bat.
Yeah.
All right.
But let's start out with some positives for the Packers.
Yeah.
To be there.
Yep.
You got Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. Just re-signed with the team.
Yeah, the best quarterback that we've seen so far in this division.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Bar none.
No question.
Bar none.
No question.
Yeah. Bar none.
Yeah, we're not idiots. We're not haters. He's clearly the best quarterback in this division for 10 years now. Okay? So, with that being said.
One of the best in the conference.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, some people would probably take him over Tom Brady as far as just because he's younger.
His talent.
Yeah.
Because he's the more talented quarterback. That's the one that we hear all the time. He's the more talented quarterback. No.
But they still got their franchise guy. They got Aaron Jones. They re-signed him, a great running back who can run and catch the ball.
Yep.
Very, very interesting. Mm-hmm. They're still okay at their O-line position. They still have David Bakhtiari at the left tackle spot, and let's be honest, the Green Bay Packers offensive line has been one of the stronger ones in the league. Very underrated as well, because you see a lot of times where Aaron Rodgers has a lot of time to pass the ball. So like it's very underrated, specifically what you get there.
Right.
Defense, they still have Ladarius Smith. Where is he? I do believe they re-signed him. Oh, Preston Smith, not Ladarius. The other Smith linebacker.
Right, there we go.
Then they signed Devondre Campbell at the left inside linebacker position. He's going to be interesting to watch. He's a very heavy run supporter. They still got Jair Alexander as a cornerback, and then Adrian Amos as a safety. He's always been fairly decent as a safety. But
and Darnell Savage.
Yeah. He's had his moments. I remember his name more. Yeah, like he's not a guy that I don't know who he is. So here's the problem with the Packers, and here's the problem that fans have. You got Aaron Rodgers and a decent team around him. You expect to win Super Bowls. But it just doesn't work that way. Matt LaFleur has been more than a competent coach. He's leading them to the first 2 years, they won 13 games.
He's been proclaimed as an offensive genius.
Yes, he has been proclaimed that. Now, he clearly knows what he's doing as far as running the team. Because of what Mike McCarthy did his last year with Green Bay compared to what LaFleur's doing, it's clear that not anyone can just coach an NFL team. Right. You have to have some competency to win games. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. So, that's not the problem. The question is, can Aaron Rodgers win another Super Bowl? I hate to break it to everyone. Actually, I don't. I'll be fairly honest. I don't care. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Jose.
No.
You have the competition in the NFC. We haven't even mentioned the monster on the other conference of the AFC that they're going to have to face in the big game to win.
Right.
But I don't see that. Tampa's had their number. Tampa's had their number in the regular season and then the playoffs. That's just how it's been so far. The Rams, they have a good rivalry with the Rams, but the Rams, they didn't take advantage. They didn't even see the Packers last year.
The Rams didn't see the Packers last year.
It should have been the NFC Championship. It should have been Packers and Rams, but the Niners upset it for everyone. Everyone wanted to see a rematch of Tampa Bay and Green Bay.
Yep.
Neither one of those teams made the NFC Championship. They were played upset to the other teams. But I don't see this team getting a first round bye, Jose. I don't see them doing that. They may surprise me and can do that, but we saw last year what happened. They had one of the best records in the league. Aaron Rodgers winning MVP. Like, what more?
On paper, that should be a Super Bowl contender at least.
That should be enough.
Trip. Yes.
Yes. But you got to play and win the games. And here is the problem with the Packers as far as with Aaron Rodgers. Now look at the receivers. They got Alan Lazard, Christian Watson, Sammy Watkins, Amari Rodgers, Rondell Cobb. Other no-names that I'm not even going to bother because no one's going to know who the heck they are.
Right.
How many passes did Aaron Rodgers throw to his other options in that playoff game with the Packers? None.
I don't remember. Yeah.
He threw it to Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. That was it. Maybe one to Mercedes Lewis because he's a veteran tight end.
Right.
That's their problem with the Packers. And
so they got rid of his prime target.
yes, and I'll say this about Devontae. You and I don't believe like he's the best receiver in the league.
Even though people continue to say that he is, he's not.
But he's up there. He has a great talent, and he's up there to be one of the great receivers. And he's clearly Aaron Rodgers' best target. He loses his best target. You lose one of your linebackers in the defensive side. You don't gain anything at the skills position player at the receiver position. He had some great rapport with the other St. Brown brother, Armani St. Brown.
Right.
He's gone.
Yeah.
So you really just got Lazard. I'll give this. Tunyon is a very good tight end, very underrated. I'd say at the very minimum top 12 tight end in this league, Robert Tunyon. Guy can block and he can also catch passes. But Rodgers depends on a lot of flashy plays, and he got that with let's back up a little bit. Just a little bit. He got that with Jordy Nelson.
Yep.
His first couple of years. Greg Jennings.
Yep.
Went there. Now he's getting them with Devontae Adams.
He loves the long game.
He loves it. He loves it. Like and that's one of the problems that we have with Aaron Rodgers is that he doesn't do whatever it takes to win when it comes to playing.
He wants the numbers.
He wants
his own numbers.
He wants the numbers. He can't have. He's not okay with just trying to run the ball to win the game or just doing like short increment passes to lead long drives like other quarterbacks.
Right.
But it's like his predecessor, Brett Favre. But be very respectful. Aaron Rodgers is much better than Mr. Turnover waiting to happen. Okay? So
people love that guy. They love that guy, man. Oh my God, people cannot get enough Brett Favre.
He's Brett Favre. He just loves to throw the ball. He loves to lose games by interceptions for touchdowns and fumbling the ball. He just loves to play, Jose.
But hey, he was there. He was a showman. He was there.
Oh yeah,
he was a showman. Goodness,
he is the ultimate gunslinger. Stop. Okay. Back to it. It's just like Aaron Rodgers is very similar as far as Brett Favre is just trying to be flashy more than anything.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers is smart and he cares about his numbers. He'd rather throw 6 incompletions than try to force a 50-50 ball. Now people might say that's smart, but like throughout the course of a game, sometimes you just can't care what's going to happen. You got to try to win that game depending on what's going on, or progress your reads and find who's open. There's plenty of footage out there of Lazard running wide open across the field as far as that final 3rd and 10 before the Packers got their punt blocked in the end zone by the Niners.
Right.
3rd and 10, Lazard running wide open across the field and maybe scores a touchdown, but he decided to throw it to a triple covered Devontae Adams. That's the problem with the Packers is that they're very one-dimensional. They can run the ball, but as far as when they're passing, it's very, very one-dimensional. It's very oriented on the deep play, deep passing. Mm-hmm. And that's how teams like Tampa Bay, you just drop back in coverage, don't have anybody open, you get pressure, get them. LA Rams, I mean, it's not fair when you have Aaron Donald.
No, it's not.
But yeah,
it's not.
But
No.
the point is that like I don't see them good enough to beat this team. They're definitely gonna make the playoffs. Definitely gonna make the playoffs.
Like they normally do every year.
Make the
Yeah.
playoffs, but
They aren't going to make much of a difference in the playoffs.
I mean, dude, they were at Lambeau and they lost without scoring 2 touchdowns. Like, think about that. Like, this is that you can't get over that so easily. And it looked like everything was going right for the Packers last year, did it not? Did it not look like they were on a roll, winning games? Aaron Rodgers,
It did, man.
He's going to
It
win
really
MVP, and he's finally going to win it this year.
Yeah, they were. At one point, it was the Cardinals and the Packers, and just neck and neck.
Yeah.
Because they were just the ones with the best records
Yeah.
in the NFC. So everybody thought that the Packers were going to take it all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, for a minute there, they had me fooled.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, "Wow, the Packers are actually looking pretty damn good. I mean, they might as well win the Super Bowl this year."
And Tom Brady taught me to just wait. Playoffs are different.
That's right.
Because of the year before, I was like, okay, yeah, the Packers look good, number 1 seed. But let's see. I said, let's see. Let's see how they get in the playoffs. They didn't win the first playoff game at home, dude. I mean, how much faith can you have in a team to make a deep playoff run? Okay, granted, the Tampa Bay game was very, very close, but you let them get to an early lead.
Still.
You let them get to the early lead, and you got some turnovers, and you just played bad the first half.
Right.
You got to try to play consistent for a full game of football. If not, the other part of your team has to overcome that.
Yeah.
And obviously, first place winners of this division for the NFC North, but not a Super Bowl contender in our eyes.
No.
Not a Super Bowl contender.
No, not at all. They're going to make the playoffs. The very best, they'll win a divisional game. Yeah, they'll win a divisional game at the very best. Yeah, but as soon as they start getting deeper into the playoffs, if they were to make the conference championships again next year, they have a 3-headed monster in Tampa Bay waiting for them. Either them or the LA Rams. Either one of those teams, or even the Niners. If they face the Niners too, they're done.
The Niners have had their number for the past every couple of years in the playoffs.
They have.
They lost twice to Kaepernick and they lost twice to Garoppolo.
Right.
They've beaten Aaron Rodgers like he's 0-4 against the Niners in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So God help him if they have to face him again like early in seeding. One of the teams is going to eat each other, whether it's Tampa Bay or LA, or unless for some reason LA is like a wild card team. And they start on opposite ends of the bracket.
Yeah.
But the point is that they're gonna face one of those teams sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And
they will. They will. So at that point, as soon as they do, they're gonna fall.
Yep.
They're gonna fall.
They're gonna fall.
Yeah. So that's the NFC North for everyone.
Yep. That's the NFC North.
That is our take on the NFC North. Next week we're going to be continuing down. Next week and the week after, we're basically just going to be going through each division of the NFC, ranking each team. This will basically take us pretty much all the way
into the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can make mention of some preseason games as far as how some players look. But let's be honest, preseason is pretty much trying to see how it's just excitement. Nothing matters.
No, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
It's important to see how your team is cohesive, but it's more important about what we're going to talk about, and it's going to lead to us predicting how each team's going to finish off.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, that's the NFC North for everybody. That's our take on them at the very least. We're going to be going down the NFC divisions, and then right after that, the AFC divisions. So as soon as all that's over, we're pretty much going to be seeing the beginning of the season.
Yes, we are.
Very exciting.
Very, very exciting.
Very exciting. I know.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you next week. If you like what you hear, just go ahead and give a like on this podcast episode and all the other ones. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on our Instagram at RJTalks_11. Thank you guys again.
See you next week.